Hello and welcome to This Month in Hamilton, our April 2025 edition. I want to start out, as I always do, by thanking WBCB 1490 AM for allowing us each and every month to bring you what's going on this month in Hamilton. I want to also thank our sponsors, Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford, Saul Funeral Home, and Kessel Dermatology. Joining us today is Stephanie from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Mercer County, located here in Hamilton Township. She's located in our Big Brothers, Big Sisters is located in our Homedale building here in Hamilton. We've had the other occupants of that nonprofit center, JRH Foundation of the Arts and Empower and Bright, on the show previously. So Stephanie will be joining us to talk about what Big Brothers Big Sisters has going on here in Hamilton and here in Mercer County in a little bit. But want to talk to you about what's going on this month in Hamilton. We're recording this on April 22nd. And so yesterday's big news was the bear that was roaming around town. Many of you have seen the Facebook posts, I'm sure, or Instagram, wherever you may have seen it, some news articles as well. So we did have an actual bear sighting. We had videos and pictures of it. Thank you to all those who sent it in. We did have our animal control officers go out and try to locate the bear. They were not able to actually locate the bear, but we did not hear of any harm to people or threatening behavior or anything like that. So hopefully the bear just continued on. It seemed to be going on a path closer and more towards Mercer County Park, and so that it continued on its way to the park where a more natural habitat for the bear that way. So thank you again to all who reached out to let us know that you had an actual sighting and where it was, so we could try to track it a little bit that way. We were not able to see it through either police or animal control. We have not heard of it since yesterday morning, so hopefully it found its way to wherever it wanted to go. Some updates on what's going on this month in Hamilton. Many of you have started to see the road work and a lot of the infrastructure work starting now that the weather started to get a little bit warmer. A lot going on in George Dye near Nottingham in that area from Aqua. So a lot of water main improvement, lead line improvements. Trenton Waterworks continues some lead line improvements as well over by Liberty Street and South Broad Street. So a lot of work going on, and then we've got our actual road paving going on too. Some of the side roads that we're starting to do as our township, some of the contractor work that we have going on. And then the big one this year is the other half of South Broad Street from the Circle to Layler. We did one half of it back in 2023. This year we're doing the other half of the road. So be on the lookout for that. A lot of the prep work starting now, so that'll be the biggest road project of this year. And then we made an announcement. We got 2 grants from the State Department of Transportation for Clockner Road, one between Nottingham Way and Clockner, so leading up from the Wawa station and Walgreens all the way up towards the train station that way, and the other from Cabot Drive, which is just south of the 195 overpass to Hamilton Honda. So that work will be going on next year. So if you're driving those roads, you feel they're bumpy, just know we're on top of it that way. But you're going to have some detours. I know the county's doing Sweetbriar Road, so there's detours there, right? The detours are temporary. I hope you can bear with us, but the road improvement projects are much needed and will greatly improve the town that way. In terms of the municipal building, that is really going to start ramping up. Steel is being delivered this week. It started yesterday. I saw more steel pieces being delivered today. And so starting this month and through the summer, you'll start seeing steel and then the walls around that steel going up as well. So by the fall, our hope is that you've got, end of fall, you've got a skeleton of that building up and can really start working then inside through the winter of that building, and then construction can still continue. Still looking at a fall 2026 opening of the building, and so I know many of you are excited and looking forward to that. We're starting to have some drone photos taken, and we'll be providing some of those photos online so that if you're interested to see the progress, you can continue to see the progress that way of the building. In terms of some other things going on, by state law, we're required to work on our affordable housing plan for the next 10 years, what's called the fourth round obligation. And so we're putting the final details on that. We should be able to introduce that sometime next month, because we have to have the plan adopted by the end of June. And so working on that with our professionals and in-house employees as well. Our agreed to numbers, we have to provide 520 units of affordable housing. Due to the calculations, it winds up probably being somewhere closer to 400 actual units of affordable housing, and so we're working on a plan that works for everybody as part of that. So seniors who need maybe to downsize but need an affordable place to live, those with maybe developmental disabilities who need a place to live as they age and move out of maybe their parents' homes. And then families too, at all stages of their life. Maybe they're just starting out, maybe they just had kids, and so they need an affordable place to live as well. So we're really excited for the plan that's starting to come together, and we'll have more information next month. But it'll be a good thing for the town. And again, the town's always met their affordable housing obligations, but done so in a responsible way that way too. In terms of other things that are going on, we hope to be able to talk a little bit more. We've been working with a potential developer for the AMC site, and so we'll be able to hopefully announce something in the coming months on that. We're working on potential details. There's a buyer that's under contract, although they haven't closed yet, so we're not able to really talk too much about that, but really hoping to be able to announce something that would be exciting for the town and for the area in the coming months as well. Some development projects and economic development activity. I talked last month about Inio Jembacher. They're an Austrian company. They make large scale generators, and so they want to they've got their main manufacturing plant is in Austria. They have an offshoot in Houston, so this would be their East Coast manufacturing headquarters. They want to go where the Siemens de Laval building is on Nottingham Way near the Trenton border, and so later this summer they're looking to get in there and ramp up over the course of their first year to hire 200 employees for that site. So we're really excited for that economic activity as well. Last month we had our job fair. Speaking of economic activity, we had over 60 vendors and businesses and organizations come out who are looking to recruit, and we had over 1,200 people come out looking for opportunities for themselves, for maybe a loved one, and applying to different jobs. So really excited to make that connection, both for area residents and for the businesses who need people. And so getting that together, making sure the businesses can stay in business by having the workforce they need, and that our local residents are able to get a job, earn a living, earn a decent pay with benefits, and so can continue on that way in contributing to our local economy. So it's a great thing to see how many people came out. Hopefully it means there's still a lot of drive to get jobs, right, and to get better jobs for themselves and improve themselves for themselves and their family. So really good numbers there in terms of what's going on. And then just in general, we introduced our budget this month. Council is currently going over it and having their budget workshops, and so we'll work with them on finalizing that. This year is a tighter budget. There's a lot of unknowns coming out of tariffs and things like that, so we really tried to put a hold on some of the other capital improvement projects we might do, because we don't know how fluctuations with prices are going to go over the next year. So it seems to change by the day, and so with that uncertainty, we held back on some things a little bit, put more of a bare bones budget out there this year, and so we can see what's going to shake out in terms of more our global economy and regional economy and how we invest our money back in our township that way. So a little bit of a tighter budget this year. Council's going over it, and then hope to finalize that next month. And then in terms of other things, still working with the State Department of Agriculture on some potential farmland preservation deals. Hopefully something to announce on those this summer as well. And again, that just goes with part of our commitment. There needs to be some development in town, but there also needs to be preservation of farmland and preservation of open space. So we've tried to do that creatively, right? And especially where we can do it by getting land donated to us. And so we did that on Route 33. We've got one we're working on right now on Whitehorse. Route 33 was 2 acres, Whitehorse is 7 acres. And so if farmland can get preserved through the state, they're buying that deed restriction on the property. It would, again, be at no cost to us, but a benefit to us to keep a lot of that property preserved forever as farmland and keep the some of the nature in Hamilton and keep it open as well. So a lot going on that way. I'm going to wrap it up there because I know we have Stephanie joining us. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of good things going on that I know she wants to talk about and I want to inform you all about too. And so we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by Stephanie.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Kessel Dermatology in Hamilton Square is an award-winning dermatology practice led by Dr. Daniel Kessel, a board-certified dermatologist. He and his expert staff treat patients of all ages. They offer treatments of all types of skin, hair, and nail conditions, and annual skin cancer screenings, anti-aging treatments, ultraviolet A and B light treatments, skin tightening procedures, Botox, and other treatments that enhance your skin's overall health and appearance. Kessel Dermatology is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. For appointments, call 609-890-2600. That's 609-890-2600. Or visit KesselDermatology.com. They're at 1700 Whitehorse, Hamilton Square Road. Kessel Dermatology. They're good. Hamilton Township in Mercer County is fortunate to have many fine businesses that serve our community. Saul Funeral Home is a fourth-generation family-owned business proud to support our local schools and community. Their compassionate and caring staff is there for you and your family. They'll bring the closure you deserve while also celebrating the life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Home at 3795 Nottingham Way, Hamilton Square.
Well, welcome back to This Month in Hamilton. We want to again start out by thanking our sponsors, Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford, Saul Funeral Home, and Kessel Dermatology. So, Stephanie, good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us today. We've had your other partners out of Homedale, so glad we're able to complete the trifecta here and
that's so great.
Have you here as well. So, for our listening audience who may not know you or may not know of Big Brothers Big Sisters here, can you tell us a little bit just about yourself and your organization?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me and our neighbors here from the Homedale School. I'm Stephanie Karpowicz. I'm the Executive Director of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Mercer County. We create one-to-one mentorship matches all throughout Mercer County. We have some really great, strong partnerships within Hamilton. We're located in Hamilton, and we really, our mission is to ignite the power and promise of youth. So we do that through professionally supported and professionally created matches between young people who might be in need of a little bit of extra guidance, a little bit of additional support, and folks who are willing and ready to donate their time and talent with us to share with young people to really change their lives.
Oh, that's awesome. And so how long have you been involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters of
Yeah.
Mercer County?
I've been with Big Brothers Big Sisters just coming up on 2 years. So
Okay.
it's been a great learning experience for me. I always say every day is a school day, learning a lot about the organization, the community itself, our community within Mercer. And I really have to say it's been really wonderful to be welcomed into such an amazing group of individuals and community partners all throughout Mercer, who really believe in what we do.
That's awesome. So, we've talked about Homedale. We've had JRH in. We've had in Brighton. Just last month, Jess Nitty was in, right? Each of you is geared towards helping kids, right? The youth, children, different maybe stages of their life, different things going on. But talk a little bit just about kind of that partnership, right? You got the three of you in one building, in one space, right? All geared towards helping kids in different ways.
Yeah, it's a really fabulous location and opportunity for us and for our friends in the building as well. I've heard you refer to our building and our space there as sort of the nonprofit hub,
Yeah.
which is really fabulous. We each serve youth and young people in different ways, so it's really great for us to be able to collaborate and come together. There's a few times during the year where we put on events that we open up to all of our communities. We do a backpack giveaway in the summer. We do a holiday party in the winter, and it's just really great to see everybody come in together. So it's nice to sort of be surrounded by peers and friends who,
Yeah.
we all understand the ups and downs of working and running nonprofits.
Yeah, right. And it's got to be good to be able to get advice or be able to vent to people who are kind of going through maybe some of the same struggles too,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
That way. So, so you talked about the mentorship, right? So how does Big Brothers Big Sisters find the kids who need mentorship, right? And you can go whatever one first and find the I assume all adults, right, who are willing to step up and be mentors for kids.
That's a great question, and that's the heart of what we do. So when it comes to youth that are involved in our programs, they come to us in a variety of different ways. A lot of times there's a parent or guardian who just needs a little bit of extra support for their child who needs some additional guidance and wants some support from another, a caring and trusted adult. So they'll reach out to us, they'll sign up their child or their children, and we kind of go from there. And then when it comes to our volunteers, they come to us in a variety of different ways. We have a few different program styles that I can talk about. But primarily when you think of Big Brothers Big Sisters, kind of our bread and butter is what we call our community-based mentorship. So that's where you have a child who's anywhere from 6 to 14 who is matched with an adult over the age of 18 who takes them out into the community. So they spend time sort of on their own, going out and about, building a really meaningful relationship. So that's where we'll see adults who come to us that are really looking to give back and really work to change the life of a young person. So it is a commitment to sign on with us. We do ask that our volunteers join us for a year at least, but what we find is that many of those matches stay together for many years. We have folks that have been matched for 10 years, and they're still in touch. Now once the child has gone on and graduated high school, we always hear stories of littles who attend their big weddings and vice versa.
Oh, nice.
It's a really wonderful connection that we make. So when we're looking for volunteers, it's really just anybody who's willing to give a few hours a month to connect with a young person who's in need of a little bit of extra support.
So talk a little bit, and we'll walk through this in steps, right? But if somebody listening is interested in volunteering, right? One, what's the best way to get in touch with you? Website, phone number, email, all of the above kind of thing.
Yep. So the best way to get involved is to reach out to us on our website. You can submit a volunteer inquiry form, and that sort of gets you started in our system. So we'll reach out from there. The first step is attending an orientation. So we do those online. We try to do them at flexible hours for folks who are working. We'll do them, in the evening. And that's really the great way. That's the first way to get introduced to us. So you'll learn sort of the ins and outs of who we are and what we do, what our expectations are, because it is a commitment. So we
Sure.
want everybody who's coming in to feel fully empowered to understand what they're going to be doing, and we also use it as an opportunity for us to thoroughly vet all of our adults for to make sure that they're going to be a right fit for our program. And really for us, youth safety and security is at the heart of all that we do. So
Background checks and things
everybody
like
is
that. Yeah.
thoroughly vetted, background checks, DMV checks, all kinds of things. So we really make sure that we do references. We have all kinds of opportunities to really make sure that we're getting to know the people that are going to be joining our community. So once
And what's the website? You talked about going to the website.
it is mercerbbs.org. So
Okay.
BBBS, Big Brothers Big Sisters.org. And we once the folks attend our orientation, then they get to we do interviews with them, so we get to know them a little bit more one-on-one. What are your interests? What are things that, skills that you have, things that you're really looking to do? Why do you want to get involved with this program? And then we do the same thing with young people, with their parents and guardians and the kids themselves. So after that, our team of incredible case managers will work to put together those mentorship matches. So we work really diligently to make sure that we're going to create a match that's going to stand the test of time.
You're setting up people on blind dates, right? It's like the matching game, but in a
Pretty
far more
much.
serious way, right?
Pretty much, it really
Yeah.
is. So, so we always, once the match is made, we check in regularly. There's ongoing communication and case management that we do throughout the length of the match. But initially, there's a lot of communication at first because we really want to make sure that folks are feeling good and feeling supported as they get started with this great undertaking.
Yeah. So, in terms of the mentors, right, the adults, do you find it's people through all stages of life, or do they generally have one stage of life they're coming to you? I mean, what's kind of that makeup?
That's a great question, and we really see folks at all stages of life. Again, we really work diligently to make those meaningful matches for our young people and for our bigs as well. We do, of course, have a need for volunteers. That's something that's an ongoing conversation for us and within our national chapter as well. We really do have a need for male volunteers. That is one of our biggest areas of opportunity. Last year, with all of our new matches and our new volunteer inquiries and those actual connections that we made, women outnumbered men 4-1.
Wow.
And we have a wait list of about 40 boys that are currently waiting to be matched with a male mentor, and specifically sometimes male mentors of color. So that's certainly an area that we know is a non-negotiable for a lot of our youth and our families. So we're really trying our best to recruit individuals that we can match really easily with young people who are in need. So folks come to us from all backgrounds, all walks of life. We welcome really, folks that bring all sorts of different skill sets and interests to the table. Folks that might be, a little bit more shy or introverted that love, things like reading or going to museums. There's children that are interested in things like that too.
Sure.
So folks that are interested in, in going out to baseball games and doing the sports and all of that, we make those connections as well. So a lot of times it's the opportunity to really talk with somebody. We do these activities. We offer free or no to low cost activities for our community. But it really is having those conversations and really getting to know each other and supporting for bigs to support their youth in achieving their goals and kind of staying on the right track.
Yeah. That's got to be a lot to not only then get the volunteers, right? do the background checks, do the interviews. Separately, you're doing the casework assignments with the kids and getting those references, getting them together, but then getting the activities for them to potentially interact too. I mean, what's your team like? It's not just you, obviously, doing all this. So.
Yeah, we have I always say it's a small but mighty team. We have a great group of individuals who are really dedicated to supporting youth, to exploring new ways that we can continue to innovate and grow. We have some folks that help us on the fund development side, so helping to generate some funds to be able to support all of this great work that we do. We have a really fabulous team that really makes it all happen.
Yeah, I would imagine so. So in terms of, you have a volunteer, right? So they go on the website. What are they looking at, right? So in terms of commitment, right? So you talked about the background checks and all that, but time commitment, monetary commitment, what is somebody getting into before they make this commitment?
Right. So there really is no monetary commitment in terms of volunteering. We're really looking for folks who are able to volunteer and donate their time, which is in some ways sometimes the most valuable resource. But folks we're really looking for folks to commit to anywhere from 3 to 6 hours a month. So that can be once a month, that can be spread out, that can be, going out, for ice cream or taking a walk after work one day. So it's a fairly light lift once you sort of get into it. And our matches always kind of find that cadence and that schedule that works best for them. And it's a really collaborative connection between the parent and guardian, the big, the little, and with the support of our case managers as well to figure out what works best for everybody.
That's awesome. So you talked about some going to weddings and things like that. It's got to be that uplifting experience to see the successes, right? As they're going through the program or after the program, right? I
have to say, one of the most surprising things in a really heartening way for me. One of the most surprising things that I've learned since joining this agency is just how much being a big brother or a big sister impacts the big. Meeting folks, once I started here, sort of getting out and about in the community, meeting all kinds of individuals who have said, I was a big, whether in Mercer County or elsewhere. I was a big, it changed my life. I'm still in touch with my little, folks with tears in their eyes who are telling me about something that they did 20 years ago, and they're still in touch. And that's really the power of making these connections, because you really do get so much out of it as a big brother or a big sister. So it's a really full circle experience.
That's awesome. So Stephanie, we've got to take our first break. When we come back, we'll continue talking to Stephanie about some of the other great things they have going on at Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Hamilton Township in Mercer County is fortunate to have many fine businesses that serve our community. Saul Funeral Home is a fourth-generation family-owned business proud to support our local schools and community. Their compassionate and caring staff is there for you and your family. They'll bring the closure you deserve while also celebrating the life of your loved one. Visit their website at saulfuneralhomes.com. That's saulfuneralhomes.com. Saul Funeral Home at 3795 Nottingham Way, Hamilton Square. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Well, thank you for joining us again for this month in Hamilton. I want to again start out by thanking our sponsors, Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford, Saul Funeral Home, and Kessel Dermatology. So Stephanie, we talked a little bit, right, about some of the other organizations in this nonprofit hub, right? And the town was lucky to get some money from the state. We get $750,000 from the state to really start to make some improvements to the Homedale facility. And for those listening, again, I know we talked about it last month. Homedale School is a piece of property the town purchased from the school district many years ago. We had no use for it, turned it into a home. It's been a home for a long time of Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Mercer County for what was Campfire, now in Bright. And during COVID, JRH, Foundation of the Arts, moved into the basement, right? And there's a lot going on there, right? So what's kind of going on? What are you guys doing? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? Just in terms of where your home is.
Yeah, so it's a great space, and we know that the township has been really supportive in some of those capital improvements inside and outside with some renovations that are happening now.
A sexy new roof,
yeah.
You know, like
it was much needed.
As the top floor, you guys know that, right?
Yes, yeah. We're very grateful for the new roof, but we're even more excited for the renovations that are taking place outside with this new playground, and it looks like we're going to have a pavilion and sort of a great community space, which is great for the neighborhood that we're in, as well as all of the organizations in the building. And it also really aligns quite nicely with the work that we're doing as an organization inside. Big Brothers Big Sisters received a grant last year to make some light sort of capital improvements within our space. So sort of upgrading some of our furniture, the look and feel a little bit, and really making things a little bit more kid-friendly, as well as more of a space for programming to take place on site with us. So we really want to have a space that our matches and our families and young people can come into and hang out and be able to meet and spend some time with us. So we're really looking forward to launching that. It's a part of a new 3-year strategic plan that we're launching. So making some of those improvements and continuing to look for ways to sort of innovate and meet the needs of our community is something that's so important to us. We know that over, in the last 5 years especially, so much has changed with the way that we do everything. So for us, this 3-year plan is really meaningful, and it includes a lot of opportunities for us to explore new mentorship models, new ways to get folks together, whether things like group mentorship or expanding on different programs and creating more opportunities for our young people to have exposure to career awareness and things like that. So there's a lot of great work that we're launching into now, and the look and feel of our space inside and out is really a nice way to kind of kick it off.
It feels more like home, right?
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Warmth and welcomingness, right?
Absolutely.
So you said you've been with Big Brothers Big Sisters for about 2 years, right? Talk to us a little bit, kind of what made you want to do a strategic plan? What's the kind of goals coming out of the strategic plan a little bit, right? As you said, so much has changed over the last 5 years. So I'm sure you and your board want to now kind of see what the new path is.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a lot of great history as an organization. Big Brothers Big Sisters has been around nationally for 120 years.
Oh wow!
So it's a really long-standing organization, but that doesn't mean that we need to do everything the same way for 120 years, right? We have to continue to innovate. So with the strategic plan, we're really sort of exploring really how we do what we do and what are those different ways to continue to create impact. So right now we have some of our key programs. We talked about that community-based, the community-based model with that one-to-one kind of out and about. But we also do some programming on site with different partners. We have some corporate partners throughout Mercer County with Bloomberg, NJM, and Princeton University that work with high school students who are littles that will come on site and do some really, really high impact career exploration, interview skills, resume writing,
wow.
what comes next sort of
Sure.
after they graduate. So that's also another piece that we want to be able to continue on to support young people as they sort of age out of our
Yeah.
program a little bit. So there's some other opportunities that we're exploring to continue to stay connected with young people once they graduate. And then, of course, opportunities for group mentorship and ways that we can stay a little bit more connected within our schools. There's so many opportunities for. Currently, we have programming where we actually train high school students to become big brothers and big sisters to be elementary
wow.
school.
Oh, okay.
So a perfect example of this is with Hamilton High West and Wilson Elementary School across the street.
Yeah.
So the high school students a few times a month will go over and they'll meet with their little,
Sure.
their elementary school little, to sort of. But it's a great opportunity for some full circle mentorship because those high school students get some service learning opportunities, some skill building, time management, leadership, collaboration, and then the young person gets to be the elementary school student gets to be connected with a cool high school student.
Oh, I mean, I've got a 4-year-old, right? There's nobody cooler than a high school kid, right? They're like
Exactly.
rock stars or something like that.
Exactly. So for us, for with the strategic plan, it's really just there's a lot of opportunities for us to continue to analyze our outcomes as well, and really share those with our community and do a really good job of storytelling, so that we can continue to engage different funders and different partners. One of the things that we're looking to do is make some new connections within Mercer County. There's so many great community organizations, civic organizations, and employers in Mercer.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to be looking for folks that we'd love to bring us in and chat with their teams or their groups, for things like lunch and learns. So we can come in and talk a little bit about who we are, what we do, and share a little bit about the impact and different ways to get involved. So for anybody out there in Hamilton or in Mercer that's looking for a way to get your team involved in some really life-changing volunteerism.
That's the awesome part about Mercer County, right? And obviously Hamilton being a part of that is, you mentioned some of the big businesses, right? So Bloomberg, NJM, Princeton University, right? You've got Ryder, TCNJ is bigger institutions of higher education. And a lot of just bigger businesses, BMS, right? And all these different organizations who do want to be connected to the Mercer County community and give back to the community, right?
Exactly.
We see it in town, and I know the county sees it as well. A lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of opportunity. We do have some events that are going to be coming up in the next few months. One of our key fundraisers is our annual car raffle.
Okay.
And we're actually really excited. I was excited to hear that Haldeman is connected with this, because we've just linked up with Haldeman, Ford, Subaru, and Lexus. So they'll be providing cars and
wow.
a voucher. So we'll be launching that in probably by the end of, or probably next month, where folks can reach out to us, buy a raffle ticket, and have the chance to win a car
Wow.
from Haldeman. So we're super excited about that. So more to come. Stay tuned for that. And then in October, we have our annual fundraising event. It's a food and wine tasting called the Autumn Culinaire. That is an opportunity for us to bring local restaurants and wine and beer and liquor distributors together for a tasting event, for networking and kind of mix and mingling. But we also celebrate some of our top bigs and our big
nice.
brothers and big sisters, and some of our top community partners of the year. So if folks are looking to get involved, we're always looking for sponsorships and local restaurants to come
Sure.
in and connect sort of the work that they do with our community as well.
And a great opportunity for some of those restaurants to get their name out, right? And
Exactly.
get people to try some of their food and all of that.
Yep. So we'll be doing that on October 1st at the boathouse at Mercer Lake.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
it's a new location for us and a new
Okay.
date. So we're really excited to roll that out.
Depending on the date you have, right? You get some of those fall color leaf changes overlooking the lake there. And
Yes.
everything. I'm sure it'll be
Yes.
beautiful.
Yep, it's our first time hosting this event there, and for the autumn culinaire to be right there around all that beautiful foliage, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So, if people want more information on how to, we talked about donating your time, right? But if they want to donate money, if they want to buy a raffle ticket or a ticket, I know you say they're not available yet, but is that also on the website as well?
Yep, the website and of course our social media platforms.
Okay.
We're at Mercer BBBS on pretty much all platforms, and folks can reach out to us directly at any time. Get on our email list, sign up for getting more information. There's all kinds of stuff that we've got going on, and we always say it takes a village.
Yes.
Within the work that we do for our young people, but it also we're part of such a great village here within Big Brothers Big Sisters. We have a tremendous board of directors who's really actively involved in the work that we do. Our volunteers, we simply could not do any of what we do without it. Our donors and our partners who really believe in the work that we do. Our friends at the Township, of course. So it's really been wonderful to sort of step into this community and then see where we can take it into the future.
There's enough stresses if any one of those pieces kind of falls off the plate, right? And we'll talk a little bit maybe about that in the next segment, but you need all those pieces to kind of come together to eliminate at least some of those stresses, right? In your
Absolutely.
job. And you're doing it for the kids. You're doing it so they can have better outcomes in their lives.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And you talked a little bit about 105 years ago, right? And I don't expect you to go back that far, but generally the mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters, I don't think we even talked about that, right? How did it kind of evolve, or what is it today? If you could talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so the mission is to ignite the power and promise of youth through these one-to-one mentorship matches. So whether it's in the workplace, in school, out in the community, or however fits best for our folks, the mission is really to empower young people to be able to move into that next phase of their life with confidence and with support, giving them a little bit of additional guardrails to kind of help them stay on the right track, having somebody that they can talk to about things that are going on in their life that might not be their parents or grandparents.
Sure.
Or having a trusted adult, and also having somebody that can help expose them to new things, and going out and going to a museum or going to a ball game or doing things that just gets you out of your comfort zone a little bit, can really spark things. So we say, igniting the
I love that.
the promise, and we really see there is such the
The spark in the eye probably sometimes too, right?
Yep.
In terms of igniting and going with that theme.
Yeah, and we really see some really fabulous outcomes. There was just a 30-year study that was just released nationally through our national organization, where we saw, and I've got my notes here, I don't want to mess them up, sort of the long-term impact of young people going through our programs. Our littles are 20% more likely to go to college than their peers who don't. They have a 15% higher lifetime earning, and then our mentorship reduces the socioeconomic gap by 2/3.
Wow.
And every dollar invested in Big Brothers Big Sisters pays for itself within 7 years. So this is a really proven high impact experience that we do here, where the outcomes really speak for themselves on an economic level. And what I'm really interested in, we talked about the strategic plan, are finding different opportunities that we can continue to empower young people to enter into the workforce and whatever that looks like. So we know that there's a lot of challenging times currently and ahead, but being able to invest in our future generation is something that I'm certainly so passionate about, and our friends in our community are as well.
Yeah, I mean, the phrase, right, still true today. You give somebody a fish, you feed them for a day, right? Teach them how to fish, teach them the path to get a job through resume building, through interview skills, and once they get that job, right, if they've got the confidence and ability, they'll be fed for life, right?
Exactly.
And so, partnering with a lot of the great employers we have who provide a fair wage and benefits and health insurance and 401k, you set people up for success, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Stephanie, we got to take our next break. I know there's still a lot more to talk about, but we'll be back in just a little bit and continue talking to Stephanie.
Kessel Dermatology in Hamilton Square is an award-winning dermatology practice led by Dr. Daniel Kessel, a board-certified dermatologist. He and his expert staff treat patients of all ages. They offer treatments of all types of skin, hair, and nail conditions, and annual skin cancer screenings, anti-aging treatments, ultraviolet A and B light treatments, skin tightening procedures, Botox, and other treatments that enhance your skin's overall health and appearance. Kessel Dermatology is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. For appointments, call 609-890-2600. That's 609-890-2600. Or visit KesselDermatology.com. They're at 1700 Whitehorse, Hamilton Square Road. Kessel Dermatology. They're good. Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
Well, welcome back to This Month in Hamilton. Want to again start out by thanking our sponsors, Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford Subaru, Saul Funeral Home, and Kessel Dermatology. So, Stephanie, we talked a little bit, right, about some of the fundraising events you have going on, right, with the autumn one and then the car raffle. And I talked a little bit in my opening some of the challenges the township's having this year. I assume the challenges we're having aren't any different than some of the challenges you're having, right?
Yeah, I think it's so we're certainly hearing that there's challenges sort of across the board and in all sectors and all aspects, and the nonprofit sector is certainly no different, especially as it relates to government funding. There's a lot of agencies and organizations that rely on federal funding, but there's a lot of funds that sort of trickle down. So for us at BBBS Mercer, we don't necessarily have direct federal grants that we're being impacted by, but we do, as a state association in New Jersey, we do have some funding that we have gotten for the past many years from the governor's office through the state of New Jersey. So we are one of 6 Big Brothers agencies in Mercer County.
Oh, wow.
So whether it's in Mercer or wherever you live, you can sign up to be a mentor. But the work that we do is fully statewide, and a lot of it depends on funding from the state. So we've had a great relationship for many years, but for the 2026 proposed budget, us, along with pretty much almost every other nonprofit in there, has been almost completely eliminated from the governor's proposed budget. So this is a huge impact for not just Big Brothers Big Sisters, but all of the organizations that are currently facing threats to their work. So we are getting ready to launch sort of an advocacy campaign where folks can go to a website called savebigs.org.
Okay.
And if you live in New Jersey, you can sign up. You just have to put in your name and your address, and then it will generate a letter of support to go to your state elected officials, your state, your legislators. So it takes less than a minute, and it makes a huge difference as our local leaders are working towards those budget resolutions. So it's certainly something that we're a bit apprehensive about,
Sure.
and we're certainly hoping that we've seen this in other challenging times for in the nonprofit sector that other entities and other partners do tend to step up. So we're certainly hoping that our community can come together and help us with this, and then we'll hope for the best, that we have a positive outcome, and won't have any impacts to the level of service that we provide to young people in Mercer County. But it is certainly an uncertain time
Yeah.
right now. But at the same time, a lot of folks who are feeling, there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of apprehension about what the future looks like. And you hear a lot of times folks will say, well, get involved in your community, get to know your neighbors, get to know, the folks around you, and really act local. So what better time to get involved with an organization like Big Brothers Big Sisters, or others that, might be more aligned with your passions and interests. But, when you're feeling like, you're not sure what to do or how to be involved, it can be something as simple as getting to know a young person,
Yeah.
taking them out and getting, having that mentorship experience, and really being a part of changing somebody's life that you might not have known outside. So for all of the challenges going on right now, it is sort of that perfect time for folks to kind of step up and sign up to be a volunteer. And it also, April is National Volunteer Month. So we're always happy to celebrate all of our present and past volunteers and folks that help us do what we do.
Tip O'Neill had all politics is local, right? So to paraphrase him a little bit, what better way to get involved than at your local level, right? Where the
Exactly.
rubber hits the road, and whether it's a national issue, state, county, it all comes back locally, right?
Exactly.
And so if you have any anxiety, and it doesn't matter what party or anything like that, right? There's all sorts of things going on in the world and in the state that there's plenty to have anxiety about, right? And I would imagine your volunteers would say it's mutually beneficial to be a
Absolutely.
big and a little, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, they get just as much out of it, if not more. The bigs they'll be pretty. They'll say that they get more out than the young people. So I mean, it's a debate that we're always happy to indulge in, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you've kind of maybe phrased it as they're giving, right? They're giving their time and all of that. And we always say it's better to give than to receive, but I'm sure they receive just that inner feeling of, I don't know how to say it better than goodness, right?
Yeah.
Of helping somebody
Yeah.
and being there for somebody, right? I think that's probably why the organization has existed over 100 years too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so foundational. Mentorship is so important. I know for myself and for many others who are in the world of work or going through school, a lot of we all folks have mentors. I certainly wouldn't be where I am today without the support of mentors that I've been lucky enough to be connected with in my life. So it's such a great opportunity to pay it forward, and to share those gifts that we all have within us with somebody else.
And I know we keep calling it mentorship, right? But I was just on the phone with somebody, and he's not my biological brother. There's no family connection, right? But I call him my big brother. He's older than me. He calls me his little brother, right? And it can just, sometimes we just need to talk things through, right? Or talk things out or say something out loud, right? In a welcoming place. And he and I have built that relationship. He's not a mentor per se, right? I mean, but we talk about all sorts of things. And sometimes that's just what it is, not even being a mentor.
Exactly.
by
It's somebody in your
definition.
village, somebody
Yes.
that has your back, has your best interest at heart, is going to root for you and cheer you on and be there for you, good times and bad. And we see the outcomes. We see that, the littles that go through our programs, they have reduced, talk about anxiety, they have reduced symptoms of anxiety and reduced symptoms of depression, and they have greater confidence moving through really tough times for a young person's life.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunity for challenges and things that come up. So we're really happy to be able to provide some of those support systems for kids that just might need a little bit of extra.
Yeah, no, it's whatever stage in life you're at, right? As the big or the little, there's always moments of anxiety, of uneasiness, of, again, whether it's now, whether it's 5 years ago at the start of COVID. I mean, we started this radio show 5 years ago in March of 2020,
Wow.
talking about what's going on this month in Hamilton. And at that point, it was this week, right? Because things were changing so rapidly, right?
Yeah.
And life changes, and so getting people paired up who can help guide or just be there to support. I mean, I know we keep saying guide and mentor, but be there as a support system.
And there's so many different ways to get involved with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We're always looking for local businesses that want to get involved in supporting any of our initiatives, sponsors that want to help us to be able to provide all of these experiences and case management and opportunities at no cost to our families that are participating. And we're always looking for folks within Hamilton and Mercer County. If anybody ever wants to provide experiences for our bigs and littles to come in and experience, your business or opportunity. We share resources all the time with our network and with our community. So we always really try to work within Mercer and highlight different opportunities and partners that we have.
Awesome. So Stephanie, before we wrap up here, any final words for our listening audience?
Well,
volunteer.
Volunteer. Yep. It's National Volunteer Month. You can absolutely change the life of a young person by donating a few hours a month. We're always looking for folks to join us and to connect with young people in our area. And we're grateful for the support of all of our partners, all of our donors, everybody who helps make this work possible. It does take a village. I've said that a few times, but it's so true.
Worth repeating, yes.
Yeah, it's worth repeating. And we're very grateful for this opportunity today. And check us out, mercerbbs.org. Sign up, send a letter to your legislators at savebigs.org, and just reach out to us if you're interested in getting to know us a little bit more.
Awesome. So we appreciate the time today. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for joining us this month in Hamilton. I failed to give a big update, though, on my early part of the segment. Let me just give a quick Trenton Waterworks update. The state DEP has put out a RFP, request for proposals, for a firm to help guide the city as well as the surrounding municipalities and the state towards a regional utility. So you can think there's a lot of moving pieces, right? Bylaws, financing, how do we pay for this organization to get stood up, all sorts of things. So we'll be putting out an update on that as well, but the DEP did put out an update on that, so things continue to progress there. But that's it. Enough for this month in Hamilton. Look forward to seeing you next month in May for this month in Hamilton. Want to end by always thanking WBCB 1490 AM as well as our sponsors, Capital Health System, Haldeman Ford Subaru, Saul Funeral Home, and Kessel Dermatology. And with that, we will see you next month in May 2025. Hope to see you at Azalea Fest and all the Memorial Day parades. And have a great rest of your April and early May.